and this is episode 26 of the Lifestyle Entrepreneur Podcast. And my next guest is Yifat Cohen, who's going to talk about how to generate leads and create expert status with Google Hangouts and how to do them the right way. Welcome to the Lifestyle Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm your host, Kris Gilbertson, and I'm an author, speaker, and a coach to teaching you how to launch your own successful podcast. And the reason I designed this show is to bring you the top lifestyle entrepreneur experts from all over the world for them to share their key strategies that they've used to launch their own businesses and allow them to live life on their own terms. So tune in every Friday for new episodes and come on over and join the Lifestyle Entrepreneur community at www.lifestyleacademy.com. There you're going to receive VIP training from specific guests from the podcast, along with being able to watch all of the interviews. And I'll also be making it really easy for you to implement these strategies that you're hearing by sending you what I like to call the Lifestyle Cliff Notes on the best of the best lessons learned on the podcast. So let's get started. All right, so before we get started with the show, I just want to thank everyone who is subscribing and leaving awesome reviews in iTunes. I'm so excited that people are enjoying these interviews, and I'm excited to announce First Fridays. So what I'm going to be doing the first Friday of every month, we're going to have a raffle for those of you that have subscribed to the podcast and then also left a review, and it'll be a raffle for $25 gift cards from iTunes, Amazon, eBay, all over the place. So all you simply need to do is just subscribe to the podcast in iTunes and then leave us a review, and your name will go in a hat, and we'll announce that the first Friday of every month. And this week's shout out goes out to Gluggle, and they say amazing, 5 stars. I can't remember how I found Kris, but I just love our podcast. I've gotten so many ideas and so much inspiration to continue my business. Even though I had taken off 2 years due to the unexpected arrival of my second son, I'm eager to get going again. Thank you for the wonderful inspiration. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait for you to get back into your business and getting rocking. And I just want to give a shout out too for all the mom and dadpreneurs that are listening. You guys make the world go round. I do not know how you guys all do it and manage it, but congrats again on getting back in your business. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a review if you haven't yet to get entered into the raffle, and let's get into today's episode. Well, welcome. I'm so excited. I have a good friend and one of the top leading experts in the world on Google Plus with us today for this interview. And as you see, we're using Google Hangouts here, which I'm so excited about. So her name's Yifat Cohen, and she's a leading Google Plus expert in social media as well and mobile marketing. She's the go-to gal and founder of the G Plus Go-To Gal really community. And she's listed as number one as a top Google Plus user. And she's been voted as the best Google Plus user in 2011 by the Google Plus community. So Yifat knows everything there is to know about with Hangouts, how to use them, how to repurpose them, and how to really engage your community, which I'm so excited about. She's also a speaker, a strategy coach, Google Plus coach, and a Hangout host on her weekly show. And so she teaches you how to hang out, how to optimize Google Plus, and how to use Google Plus for your business. And so she also has quite a few new programs that we're going to talk about today on the show. But I want to welcome you, Yifat. How are you doing today?
Hey, great being here.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. So tell us about, because I think your story is really unique, how you landed into this. So tell everyone how you started out as the expert here.
So Google launched about 2 years ago, 2011, and they sent out beta invitations to about 100 people, and I was one of them. And I just went and started testing it out, and I sucked at Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. I had no success, nothing happened. And in Google Plus, I started meeting people, and it's really based on passion. So we connected right away. We had something in common, and we started talking and testing. And we were like, okay, what happens when I block you? What happens when I ignore you? What happens when I report you? And we're like, don't block me. And so we started building relationships, and then Hangout came out. And we were all camera shy. Now you can't believe it, but if you see my Hangouts before, I was shy. I used to be a black man. There used to be an image of me. And then, we started getting to know people. And then I met this other guy who wrote a book about Google+. And I was like, hey, I want to be an affiliate because I want to help people do Google Plus. And he said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do the services. And he said, let's partner. So we did, and we started doing Hangouts interview like yourself with entrepreneurs and learning their stories. At that time, people, Hangouts on Air wasn't available to everyone. So we had to connect it with live stream, and it was very difficult. And we started getting people like, we're trying to see you, we're not seeing you. So we went out to the community and we said, hey, if you want to see us on air, tell Google, and they'll give us the privileges. And they did. So we were one of the first beta testers, which shows you that Google listens to the community. So if the community says, hey, we want that person. And we started doing that, and then we fell apart, and he went out to do mortgage businesses, and I continued, and I built my brand just by engaging with people and falling in love with the platform.
I love it. I love it. So how is the Google Plus platform so different than YouTube and any of the interaction platforms out there today?
So Google, someone said yesterday, Mike Elgin said, Google Plus is not Google's version of Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. Google Plus is Google's version of Google, connected to everything. So yesterday, actually, I had a friend of mine who is a personal trainer, and I am just a Google Plus fan. I can't shut up about it. And he's like, fine, I'll just create my page, my Google Plus page. He did nothing. He created his Google Plus page, just put up his address and phone number, no post, nobody follows him, no plus ones, nothing. He started getting 2 to 3 calls a week from people saying, hey, I found you on Google. And he's like, okay, maybe there's something in there. Maybe if I invest a little bit more, I'll get some more.
Right.
And so what happens is word of mouth goes to search. So when someone is searching for a personal trainer, Google knows where you are located, geo with maps. They know what you're talking about in your email. They know what videos you watched on YouTube. They know what you were searching for. So their results that they give you are very personalized. You will see your friends' reviews in search itself. So it will say, Kris said that this personal trainer is rated as excellent. So I don't care what's in there. If I see Kris and she says right, and I, trust you as my friend, that's the link I'm going to click on. Right. So word of mouth really moved into search, and it's all powered by Google Plus. So if you're not in Google Plus, you're not there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Google's Google. I mean, that's what we all go to and what we use. So let's break it down really, because for me, you're teaching me, and we're just getting into this, and I like to try to master one platform at a time so that I can really implement it and make it effective. And I really see Google Plus for me as the second platform next to iTunes for me, because they're both the big 800-pound gorillas, really. So talk about what's a 3-step process, like the main thing that you need to have when you first set up your Google Plus account.
So the difference between Google Plus and the other platforms is that it's very personal. So people will connect with you because of who you are. There are a billion other people who are teaching podcasts, but no one has your energy and your connections and how much you care about people, and the honesty and authenticity that you will bring into the conversations. And you're such a giver, you're just like helping people, so they just like automatically gravitate to you. Right. Someone else might just be like, hey, I'm doing podcast, and if you want to talk to me, buy my stuff. Good luck with that. It's not going to work much longer. So what you need is to show your own personality. You have to have your picture up there. You have to have a banner, a cover banner. You can change it and rotate it.
You mean at the top of the screen for people, right? Yep.
And the reason why Google does it so big, it's like it takes now your entire screen, right? Yeah. Is because it's cross-platform. So people are no longer are only seeing you on the computer. They see you on your mobile. They see you on the TV, right? So on the TV, you need to have that huge banner. Yes. And we're moving into interactive design where you're not tied to one device. The content actually follows you. So the same way that, you can take podcast on the go, you can have your Hangouts on your YouTube. You can have your content and the conversation continue from the Hangout on your phone in chat. Yes. So the mindset is different, right? You are actually always connected now.
I love it. I love it. Now, is there
put your picture up there. If you don't have a picture of yourself smiling, you're not going to show up in search as an author, right? Because they're not going to say your dog wrote this content.
Exactly.
You have to have your picture, you have to have a banner, and you have to have your about page filled out. Because if people are coming to see who you are, if you're hanging out and there's nothing there but, female living in Colorado, they don't know anything and they're not going to connect with you. So give them something. And also, Google is very much about search and data. So they will pick your keywords from your About page, and when someone is looking for podcasting, because you have that, they'll list you. They're also listing you based on your relationship. So the more followers you have, the higher you'll show up when someone else is searching for your keywords.
Ah, interesting. I love that. Okay, so the banner that we have, are there like other platforms you can only have so much text, only certain things that you can have on it? Is there like qualifications, or what the word I'm looking for, that you have to have for that background piece with Google?
No, you can do whatever you want. The problem is that the mindset is different. So people don't respond to marketing as well as they do in other platforms. So just coming up with like a billboard as a banner, just saying, hey, buy now, this is me, this is all the great stuff, it's not working. It's actually a big turnoff in Google+.
Yeah, because you have just a picture of like your family. Like, it's a really cool picture you took of yourself. So that, I like that, because you really, it's like what I always like to say, that epic connection level with podcasting. Same thing here. You're really getting to connect with the real who you are. And not the marketing.
There are people, You can replace that, you can have your own Christmas banner and Valentine banner and change your pictures and all that stuff. You can change them every week if you are a photographer.
Yeah.
You can display, all that stuff, but I would warn you against marketing very bluntly. You can suggest, you can recommend, you can connect, but don't be like, buy, sell, this is me.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the best strategy for how you use Google Hangouts in your business?
I built my entire platform with Hangouts because it's one-to-one, and you can see me. So you can see my energy. You can see if I'm self-serving. You can see, if I love what you're talking about, or I'm bored out of my mind, or I'm doing something else and I'm multitasking. This is like the next levels of webinar, if you will, because now you actually have the people with you in the webinar and not multitasking, kind of hearing you in the background.
Exactly.
Right, so it's Hangouts, Sarah Hill calls it the human media, because now rather than hearing you or reading you, I can see you. And so we connect on a personal level, and the connections that happen are so real. People get married because of that. People meet in real life. It's called HURL, hanging out in real life. And people,
Wait, say that again. What's it called?
I know. Try to say it with an Israeli accent. HURL.
I love it.
HIRL. HURL.
Okay. Well, that's hard to say anyway.
But people fly from all over the world, to meet each other in real life. And there are schemers, like schemes out there where people are like, I want to meet her in real life, and I can't wait until we hang out. And what's crazy about this, because the relationships are so real, like this, right? We're seeing each other. When you meet, it's like, we've been friends forever. We've already been talking. We've already having coffee. We're like real friends now.
Yeah, exactly. So now I see it, I understand for every business why they want to have it because of the implication with Google for the maps and all that type of stuff. But really, what's a strategy for any business owner on how should they use this platform?
So come in not as a business, as a person, and engage with people as a useful user. If you are selling underwater basket weaving, there are probably 10 people out there who care about your topic like so passionately that if you connect with them, they will go out and talk about you.
Right.
And that's what you need. You want those people who are die-hard your niche to go out and talk about you rather than you talking about yourselves. It's the reverse elevator pitch. So to do that, what you need to know first is what's your story. What will they go out and tell their friends, right? And that is the hardest thing, I think, for people to know. It's like, what do you want people to tell about you? You have to start from the beginning. And it doesn't start with keywords and, my resume and my accomplishments and all that stuff. It starts with your humanity. Yep. What do we connect with you emotionally on? So what you are the only one of, how are you serving others? Why would they build a tribe or a community around you? And it brings it back again to the human element. Right, the human media. So if you are offering value and you are helping people, they will come to you. And it's kind of like the pull rather than the push thing.
The push. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I really think that that's where, with all the things that we have now today with technology and all the social media and everything that's going on, people are looking to come back to that real connection. I mean, really get to know people. Like we were just talking about before, it's not like looking on the outside. They want to be in, we're all connecting, we're all humans, we're all, we all get ready the same way. So I love it. So now, is there a strategy for, how with content marketing, because you're still doing the same thing on Google Plus. You're sharing great content, sharing your blog posts, sharing, audio, video, however you want to do that. But is there a different strategy that Google Plus that you should approach?
So if you think about Google, it's data, right? So Google gives you the people that you're looking for. So what you have to do is go ask the questions in search. So there's a search button inside Google Plus. Ask the questions, put your own keywords, and find the conversations that are happening about your keywords, and then just answer them. Just build a relationship with the people. If there are any experts in that you want to be associated with, go to their profiles, go to their stream, talk to them, celebrate them, share them. The best way for you to be heard by other people is by commenting on their posts. So, for example, Guy Kawasaki shared a post about narcissism. And he said, in Facebook, it's all about me, 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 me. Talk about me. Look what I did last night. I was partying. I was there. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And he said that's the thing with social media, right? It's like it's all about me, me, me.
Right.
And a lot of people come to him. He has 4.5 million followers. And so a lot of people come to him and they say, how come you're not talking about my post? How come you're not sharing me? So I put a comment there and I said, that's right, Guy. How come you're not sharing me? and so that's really, so that's like a personal thing. So he came back and he said, I'll give you the same answer I give everybody. If you write something worth sharing, then I will share it. And I was like, challenge accepted. Okay. Yeah. And so yesterday he found one of the videos that I've done on YouTube. I didn't share it with him. And he took it from YouTube and he shared it on his stream. And he said, Yifat Cohen and Mike Elgan just, talked about the return on investment of social media. And I didn't even see it. It was like at 1 in the afternoon, and at like midnight, I see another post from someone else, one of my friends, who said, "Oh, it's great to see Yifat getting some Guy Kawasaki love." And so I was like, "Oh my God, he shared it! This is so awesome!" So I go to his profile, and I was like, "Hey, you're true to your word. If I share something that you feel compelled to comment on, there you go." But it was all done in friendly, not kind of like, hey, dude, you need to share me because I am the best Google Plus out there, and how dare you not, do that stuff with me.
Yeah.
So that's it. So then I go and I shared his post and I said, I love me some Guy Kawasaki love. This is always great.
I love it. That's brilliant. Now, was he sharing that on Google or where was that?
Yeah, he shared it on Google.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, this is great. So basically what I've done, I was interviewed at Datamation with Mike Elgan, who has 2.4 million followers. And he's...
On Google Plus?
On Google Plus.
Okay.
And his editor found me and Guy and he was like, hey guys, I would like to have you on a Hangout, interview you about Google Plus for business. And of course, I would love to, So I was like, yeah, of course, why not? So we're having this Hangout, and it's a 40-minute long Hangout. And he's asking great questions, but I'm like, who's going to watch a 40-minute Hangout, right? It's going to be too long, and people are going to miss the great information, all that stuff. So I downloaded it, and I cut it to 10 different segments, and I divided it by his questions. So he was like, so what is the business supposed to expect when they work in Google Plus for 6 months, right? What's the return on their investment? And I put my little banner before with my little avatar there, and I said, and I titled it and all that stuff. And now you have 8 videos instead of 40 minutes long. Each one of them just answers one question. And that's the one Guy picked up. And that was easy because it was just one question, 10-minute answers, you get both the stuff, and here are the links.
Exactly.
So you repurpose, like you were saying. You take it, you repurpose, and then people find it and they share it. And so when Guy's 4.5 million followers, if they're all real, come to his profile and look at it, the first 3 posts would be mine. And I was like, okay, that's great marketing. You see my little thing, and you go in there and you start engaging with people and you say thank you for sharing and thanks for the ad,
I love it.
Yeah, it's work, but it's building it, and it took what, 2.5 years to actually build the followers and build my niche and build a relationship. So it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It is, exactly. It really is a marathon. Yeah, well, if you know, well, having a plan, but just taking action and getting out there, I think is half of it, and being able to. And I love this platform, like what you're talking about with just the level of engagement that you can have. And
where else can you talk to, like, Guy Kawasaki? The guy doesn't hang out. He doesn't talk. It's like.
Yeah, it's brilliant. So what are some? I think it's, for me, this is still new. It's like I don't even know what to ask. What do people need to know about Google Plus?
That it's real. So I think the biggest problem is that we don't know how to engage, even in real life, right? You go to a networking event and you kind of stand on the side, right? And you don't know who you're supposed to talk to and who to give your business card to and how to tell them about your business. And you really go there so you can promote yourself, but you need to be nice and hear other people before you can pitch your own thing. And so, right? And then, and it's very fake until you go like the third time or the fourth time, and now you know the people and you can be yourself and actually really engage.
Right.
So that's the challenge. It's like, how do we engage? What do I say? Why? Am I going to be, considered weird, or is someone's going to judge me for my saying, or it's only text? Are they going to understand my humor? Maybe they're going to take it the wrong way. What if I'm a racist? And I'm like, I don't want the people to know I'm racist. What if I don't know. So it's very hard. It's like, I don't know who to be
funny.
Online. Yep. So the beauty of Google Plus is that they allow you to put your connections in circles. And you can think of circles the same way as you think of circles in your own life. So in your own life, you have your circle of friends and your coworkers and your vendors and your family. And if you go out at night and, get trashed, your coworkers will never know about this because they're not in the same circle. So the same thing in real life, on Google Plus. If you put someone in a circle and you share something just with that circle, no one else will ever find out about it. You can be personal and as private and as honest as you want with the people you choose to be with. So what it allows you to do, it allows you to be yourself on Google Plus with the people you want to be yourself with, and be your persona in public.
Oh, I didn't know that. Now, what about, like on Facebook, if you post something, they can reshare it to their network. Does that happen in your circles, though?
So if you shared something just with a circle, they cannot reshare it publicly.
Oh, it has to be public.
It was a limited post. Yeah, it's limited post. It can only be shared limitedly. You can also lock a post so nobody can share it. You can also lock a post so nobody can comment on it. And if I share something, let's say with my husband, and you have the direct link to that post, it will show up as a 404 error. You won't be able to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so privacy is huge, huge, huge in Google+.
Yeah, I like that.
Everything that's online can be shared. People can take screenshots of your content. They can, forward your emails. They can grab everything. So everything you put online and on your phone and in text messages and everything can be shared, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't want nothing to be known, do it in person. Make sure the computer is up.
No cameras around. We're being watched.
All that stuff.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. No, and
that it's like, it's actually more secure than email.
Yeah.
If you are in a company and you share confidential material with your coworkers and you send them a Word file, if they left the project, if they're off the project, they left the company, they take their email with them and your Word file with them. Yeah. If you do it on Google Drive, you just remove their email and they don't have access to it anymore. So
that's brilliant.
Right. So the security in Google Plus and in Google is much higher. And what it does is it makes you very comfortable to be yourself.
Yes.
And so the relationships are better. They're more authentic and transparent.
That's a really, really good point, because I think with other networks, it really is. And I didn't jump on some of the other networks before because I'm like, oh, what do people think? What do I post? What do I do? And this platform is so much more me anyway, for the authentic, I can't say the word, being authentic. But then you can actually, what you want to put out there and where you want to put it. I think it's brilliant, and how that can really impact and bring a brand to life. Because I think a lot of times we're trying, as marketers, as entrepreneurs, we're trying to do our marketing, but if we're in a box and we're trying to fit it into what we've been told, that's not going to work most of the time. So having a platform where you can come to life, like you said before, I don't know if you said it here, Twitter, Facebook, all the places didn't work for you, and then you came here and you blossomed, you came to life. So I think that's brilliant. So is there another aspect of Google Plus that we haven't touched on yet that you want to share?
So you can be yourself. You can choose your own privacy. You can communicate only with circles or in public. You cannot mess up. So if you wrote a post and you misspelled something, you can come and correct it. You don't have to delete the entire thing.
I just did that today. I love it.
I always use it as kind of like, what are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
See, like, it's perfect.
It's fine. I'll tell you a personal thing. I was watching a video on YouTube about paradigm shifts, and so I shared it on Google Plus, and I was like, did you ever have a paradigm shift? And when was it? And I forgot the F. The comment just started rolling. Someone was like, yeah, I just had a paradigm shift and I finished an entire magazine. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not reading. And so the comments is like, don't tell her, let's see when she finds out. And I'm like, people are funny, this is funny, but I don't get it. And so finally someone is like, you forgot the F. And I'm like, I forgot the F. So I go and correct it, and everyone who comes afterwards don't understand, all the comments before, because they see a correct post. But this is personal, it's fine, and it doesn't stay there forever. It's a public post, right? If anyone comes in the future, they don't know, okay, misspelling stuff.
Right.
So you need to think that every public post on Google Plus is like a page on the internet. It gets its own ranking. It was visible in search. All the comments that you are putting on public posts are also visible in search. So if you are being mean on someone's public post, people probably will find it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be mean in private. Don't be mean in public.
You can be mean in private, directly from Yifat.
Then people will block you,
Exactly. Yeah, don't be mean. Just go someplace else. Go to a different platform. So, okay, this is awesome. So I love it. I had a question for you. So, okay, how do you build an audience on Google Plus then? What is, there's Twitter strategies, there's Facebook strategies, but what's the Google Plus to build your platform?
So first, you need to know who your audience is, right? And so once you figured out who your audience is, and then you figured out what you can offer that audience, then you can go to communities. Communities are basically the same like forums, and they're based on topics, and there are 1,000,001 communities. You don't have to start your own, unless you want to start something private just for your membership, which is great. But you can go to communities and basically find the questions that people are asking. You're the expert. Answer them, right? And people... we say that probably 1% of people in communities are actually active, meaning they are posting and adding to the community. Most of the people in the community are listeners.
Right.
And you have to kind of pull them to interact and offer stuff, which is a great thing for you if you are that expert who shares. So if you are, then what will happen is people will start seeing Kris answering all the podcasting questions and be like, oh, I have a podcast question, let me go to Kris.
Right.
And they'll start following you because you are in the niche, you're answering their questions. So rather than being very, very broad on Google Plus and try to serve everybody, know what you're about, and your market will find you. Because Google is about discoverability, right? They'll discover you. You're posting about this. Your posts are showing up in search. You are showing up in communities. It's really not that hard of a work, If you spend about an hour a day. 30 minutes in the morning mentioning, commenting, sharing, 30 minutes at night to kind of see what happened during the day that you didn't catch up with. You can do that. It's not hard. And you know what the beauty of it is, that if you're passionate, if you're connecting with people, then it's not work anymore. Then the problem is actually reverse. You're spending too much time on Google+, you're not getting anything else done.
Yeah, exactly. That you do have to be careful of that.
Yeah, it's I can spend an entire day in Hangouts and like private Hangouts, and I'm just
I bet. Oh yeah. Well, and I think the other thing that's so attractive for me with this is because when we're, the lifestyle entrepreneurs or the people that are using our knowledge and working from wherever we want in the world, especially if you're in your own office, you're not around other people.
Yeah.
So you get that silo effect, you get lonely, you can get inside your head too much, or whatever the case may be. So this can bring it back to where you can have that interaction of people that understand what you're doing, what you're about, and I love it. It's great.
It's great. You can. There are local communities that you can join. There are virtual communities. There's like Ingress. Do you know about Ingress? Ingress. It's a virtual reality game that's on, and you have to get there by invitation only. And it's on your phone. And basically, you go around with your phone and you're looking for portals. Like it's actually showing, and you need to act like you have, the good guys and the bad guys. And so it's really funny because you have people going around, in groups and looking for the portals and hacking them and talking about this, and it's a big community.
Really?
It's very local. So you can meet with people in real life in your city and go hack portals together. It's like the integration of the virtual and the real.
And the real, yeah.
But it's passion-based because geeks are doing it, right? If you're not a geek, you're not into it. But if you're a geek, this is the best place for you, to shine and find a connection and just like geek away.
Geek out, yeah.
Geek out, yeah.
We'll put all this in the show notes because I don't know half of that stuff. I love it though. This is great.
You know how it is. What I love about this platform is that up until now, you had to find a profession and go after it, and usually what you were doing was, where's the money?
Yep.
And let me go there. And what this allows you to do is find your passion and make money from your passion.
Exactly.
And so if you want to learn about podcasting, there are 5 people on Google Plus who will be happy to share information with you or hang out with you and kind of be like, here, watch my screen. This is what I'm doing wrong.
Yep.
If you want to learn cooking, there are tons of people who make cooking shows, and they will hang out with you and see you burn the souffle and tell you, no, take it out.
Right.
Right? So
exactly.
you have access to the most brilliant minds online for free. That you don't have to wait for them to see the tweet. This is the thing. What you and I are doing right now, hanging out, this is real life. Right? So if I'm talking to you, I don't need to wait for you to see my message, get my email, see my tweet, watch my post. It's now. It's now. In real time, right?
Right.
And so that hasn't been duplicated anywhere. And people have tried to do this, right? But in Facebook, you have the barrier of friends, right? Yep. The word friend. You're not my friend. Right? I don't know. You're my friend. Why would be my friend thing, right? So friends. Yeah. Facebook is kind of limited. Twitter is like tons of anonymous followers. LinkedIn, you have to be connected to actually even connect with someone.
Right.
And many platforms have tried to do this hangout thing, and people will just not hang out with strangers. So, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. There's no value. You have no idea is it going to waste my time? Does this person know what they're talking about? Like what? Yeah. So okay, keep going.
It's fascinating that Google actually managed to do that.
Yeah.
To actually connect you guys and let strangers meet face to face and keep the weirdos out.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
So, like if you think about it, it's like the Russian roulette video chat that they came out with. You basically open a chat, everybody comes in, and it turned into Pornsville. so people were not doing it. It's like, right? But with this, you can limit your Hangouts to 18 and older when you start them. So you can keep minors out if you wanted to do something, rated R. And right, or if you wanted to do rated PG, you'll say what it is about. You have to give your Hangout a title, so people before they join, they know what it is.
Yep.
Not all Hangouts are on air and recorded, so you can hang out in private and just keep it between the two of you or the group that you want to do it with. And it's fascinating because I now have a family, a real family, people I feel so close to my heart that I would have not met, I haven't met before Google+.
Right.
So it's beautiful. There are some people I'm like, okay, let's make that money and go vacation in Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can have friends all over the world now because of these platforms, and I mean, fast. It's not. It's that's what I love about that.
And if you think about this, also, let's take it to the coaching and the mentoring thing, right?
Yep.
You are not limited by location. You can have clients that you're teaching from Russia.
Exactly.
Right, and you with them working on the same document. You're seeing their screen. You can take your Hangout on your phone, see their house, show them the street. All that stuff in real life. So your business has now grown worldwide. You have instant access to everyone. You can even be speaking in Japan from your house, which I've done. So they put you on the big screen, right? And you are interacting with Hangouts. You don't have to travel to speak, so you sleep in your own bed, but you're performing in a different country and you're getting paid for it.
Yes.
You don't have the expenses. And, you're still reaching the same audience. It's beautiful.
It is. The age that we live in is absolutely beautiful. And you can be so creative with this and really, again, it's not just that one box marketing plan. It's really bringing your whole experience to life of who you are. And you can bring in more your other passions, even if it's just like, because like with me in podcasting, I want to bring in other things about travel and all those other, who my personality is. It's not just the business side. So that's where this can really bring to life. I love it. So this has been absolutely amazing. You've given us tons of information. Is there anything else that you want to share on the power of G+?
I think you don't have a choice. So you have about 6 to 12 months before Google Plus becomes saturated with business content. And you're going to lose your early,
edge.
Yeah. So the advantage of actually getting now and doing it and engaging rather than marketing means that you're going to stand out and you are able to get, thousands of followers with you. But another thing, the number of the followers is important, but is not as important as engagement, because you can have tons of, fake followers or real people who don't engage with you and don't care about your message. So again, you'll be talking in the void. So you need to know your audience, you need to engage with them, and you need to do it now, really, because if you don't, Google is changing their algorithm all the time. You won't be found on the internet, and your only reason to be on the internet and invest time in it is actually to be found and build those relationships. So you can do it now. Do it later. You'll be doing it.
Do it now. Get started now. Just start a simple plan just to get in there and start using Google+. I think it's great. So where can everybody go and find out about you and how they can actually get started with you so you can teach them what to do the right way to really blast off with Google+?
So like we were talking, it's not just Google+, it's the entire Google, right?
Yes.
So I have 6 workshops. It's hands-on, where I actually teach you, you go do, you come back, and you get reviewed. It's called the Google+ Game Plan, because it's everything. It teaches you how to engage, how to connect your authorship, analytics, because you have to know your stats, you have to know whether your posts are converting or not, Hangouts, YouTube, events, then communities, and then Google+ Local. And they're all on the Google+ Game Plan. And if you would like, there's some coaching involved afterwards. And we also do it for you. So if you're a business owner and you hear me, but you're like, I don't have time and I don't want to do it, I'll do it for you. I'll engage for you. And I do it well, so it's not going to feel very fake to your followers.
Oh, that's brilliant. And Yifat, you're brilliant at it. And I didn't know you did that. So I think that's wonderful with that, being able to help with engagement. Because I think that is a big problem for a lot of businesses, is they want to get in there. They're just overwhelmed and they don't have the time.
Yeah. So, but I think that, The best scenario that I would love to see is maybe let me do it for you for a little while as you learn to engage, and then you take it over. I'll be happy to take your money forever, but I think you will be more fulfilled and satisfied with the connections that you will be making, and I don't want you to miss on that quality of interaction. So maybe a combination of both will work best for you.
Yeah, I think that's a really good plan. Really, yeah, because you really want to have that live interaction once you get in there as well. Well, this has been absolutely phenomenal. Do you have a couple links that you can share with people where to go?
Yes, the G Plus game plan. And of course, my website, G Plus Go to Gal. Every Thursday, I interview high-profile people like Kris Gilbertson and like the VP of Walt Disney and like James Whitmore. And you get to talk to them face-to-face, unscripted, ask them any question, pick their brain, engage with them, get to know them personally, so then you can build a relationship afterwards.
Yeah.
So every Thursday, 11 a.m. Central Time on my stream and on my website, gplusgotogal.com.
Excellent. Well, Yifat, this was phenomenal. Thank you so much, and I look forward to having you back in the future for some more Google Plus chat.
Oh, I'd love to.
And I hope you enjoyed that episode. I'd love to get your feedback here for the Lifestylepreneur podcast right in iTunes. Simply leave us a 5-star and a review letting us know what you like, who you're interested in hearing more from, and what topics you really want help with in your business that I can bring on those key experts to really fine tune and help you in your business and creating the lifestyle of your dreams. And I'll be giving shout outs, so make sure you put your name and your website address if you want me to share that with the community as well. And again, thanks for listening. I'm so excited that you found the Lifestylepreneur podcast, and I can't wait to connect with you and learn more about your business as we continue to grow this community. So again, have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Lifestylepreneur podcast. Again, I'm Kris Gilbertson, and I'm committed to bringing you top training from leading lifestylepreneurs all over the world to help you break through and turn your dreams into your ideal lifestyle. And make sure to join us at www.lifestyleacademy.com to receive VIP training from specific guests I interview on the show, so that you can really easily start to implement what you've learned from listening. I know we're all busy, and sometimes we don't have time to listen to the entire podcast or take notes, because I'm always listening on the go. So I like to call it the Lifestyle Cliff Notes to creating your ideal business and make it really simple for you. So those will be sent via the email list. Plus, I also want to connect with you personally, and being on the Lifestyle Academy mailing list is where all the magic happens. We'll host VIP trainings once a month that we can't always bring out on the podcast with even more detailed information. And I also want to connect with you personally. I want to know what's going on in your business and what you need help with, and who I can bring on to aid you in creating your ideal lifestyle. And so I'll be asking questions every once in a while that I want you to reply, and I reply back to you personally. So again, until next time, wishing you on your way to achieving all of your dreams. Talk to you soon.